Hello everyone, welcome again. So far we have seen that if I want to run the script in Firefox, I need to instantiate my WebDriver object with Firefox driver class. Similarly, if I want to run the same script in Chrome, I need to instantiate my driver object with the Chrome driver, and similarly applies for the Internet Explorer driver. So there should be some mechanism by which if you change at particular place, it should be applicable for all the script. So in this video, we are going to discuss how you can read the data from config.property file, which will contain all of our configuration. So if you change anything inside the configuration.property file, it will be applicable for all the script. As you can see that I have moved my chrome driver.exe and iDriver.exe inside the resource folder. And inside the same folder I'm going to put my config.property file. So config.properties. And inside this file our configuration will be in some standard manner. The standard which I'm going to follow is key value pair, key equal to value. So for every entry there will be a key and it will have its corresponding value. So just by reading the key you will able to fetch the value also. So for example, let's say URL will be the key and its value will be our Bugzilla URL. Similarly, browser will be the key and its value will be the name of any browser. So let's say Firefox. And username for logging inside the application and password. And as we know that the reading of the configuration for config.property will be generic to all the script, so I'm going to put that class inside the helper folder. So here I'm going to create a class file name read config property, and for time being I will take the help of main method. So first of all we need to locate the config.property file. So for that I'm going to take the help of input stream class. So input stream equal to, so one way is that I can hard code the location of this file, and it will be little difficult because when you import this project on the some other location or some other system, you need to change this path again and again. The other way around is that I can locate this file with the help of class loader. So in order to locate the file with the help of class loader, you need to follow this syntax. So read config file, that is the class name, dot class dot get class loader dot get resource as string, and here you need to specify the hierarchy of the folder. So resource slash name of the file. So I'm going to put a null check over here. Oh, I forgot to give the name of object. So I'm going to put a null check over here if input is not equal to null. File form. So if we are able to read this file at from this location properly, our input object will not be null, otherwise it will be null. So I'm going to put a breakpoint over here and I'm going to run this script in debug mode. So if I do a step over, so as you can see that our input object is not null. Okay, so now once you are done with opening the file, we need to read the file in a manner that by reading the key we should get the value. So for that I'm going to take the help of property class. So properties prop equal to new properties. So this class will provide the functionality that by passing the key you can fetch the value. So once this is done, prop I need to call the load method and supply the input stream object, which is pointing to the config.property. And yeah, it is going to throw me a checked exception, so I need to put a try catch. So now if you want to read the value, so let's say first will be URL, so this will be property dot get property, and here you need to supply the key. So in our property file we have URL as a key. Okay, this will be equal to, so this will be your key. Similarly for the other entries also. Okay, so again I'm going to run this script in debug mode. So if I do a step over, so as you can see that URL is, so it is able to read the value based on the key. Similarly for the other entries. So in this manner you can read the property file, and now I'm going to make it little generic, so anyone who want to read the data from the property file can take the help of this class. So first of all, as we know that we required stream input stream and property object, so I'm going to make protected input stream equal to null, and similarly protected properties equal to null. And I'm going to make this method as constructor, so this will be read config property, and here I will do the initialization. So first of all I require try catch, and this will be your, so this will be input this, and similarly for the, okay, and this will be capable of handling, let's say, file not found exception. Okay, and e dot print stack trace. So once this is done, I'm going to create some method to fetch the data from the property file. So this again has to go inside the constructor, and I'm going to remove this part, and here I'm going to create couple of methods to fetch uh, each value based on the key. So first will be public string, name will be get URL. So if or I'll make it prop dot get property, this will be URL dot or not equal to null, or I make it equal to null, then in that case it is going to return me a null string, else it is going to return me a property dot get URL. And similarly for the others entries. So this will be your string get browser, and the third will be username, and the fourth will be password. So if anyone wants to use this, all he need to do is to create the object of this class, and he can directly he can directly call this method. Okay, this is not file not found exception. This will be your IO exception. So this is generic class where we can read the data from the property file. Now I'm going to create one more class which will help us to create the driver instance. So this will be start WebDriver, and I don't require the main method inside this. And this class will have test ng annotation. So first of all, this will be public static sorry public static WebDriver equal to null, and the method one method which is going to initialize this driver object. So public void setup, and along with this method I'm going to take the help of test ng annotation, that is before suite. So this will be the first method which is going to execute as we run as a part of suite. So inside this, again try catch exception, so now inside this, based on the value coming from the property file, uh, I'm going to create the instantiate the driver object. So first of all, I need to create the object of read config property file. So file equal to new read config property file. So as soon as I create the object, it is going to call the constructor, and it is going to call the constructor and it is going to do the initialization. Okay, so now after this, I'm going to put some if else statement based on what is the entry coming from the properties file. I'm going to instantiate the driver object. So if Firefox dot equals ignore case, and this will be file dot get browser, then in that case driver object will be new Firefox driver. Else if it is Chrome dot equals ignore case, and this will be file dot get browser. So at that time I need to set the system property. So again from here I'm going to copy this system property, and now here I will not provide the absolute path. Instead I will take the help of class loader to specify the Chrome driver. So this will be start WebDriver dot class dot get class loader dot get resource folder slash Chrome driver.exe. So this time I have used the get resource, which is going to return me a URL object, because inside the URL object we have a method called get path. So this is going to return me the entire path. Here I have used the get resource as a stream because it is going to return me an input stream object, and that I needed inside the load method. So that's why I have used here get resource as stream method. So now here, once the initialization is done for the property, so this will be driver equal to new Chrome driver. And similarly for I, so else if this will be your explorer dot equals ignore case file dot get browser, and again I need to set the system property for I also. So again this will be, and this time again I'm going to take the help of class loader to fetch the path to the I driver, and here the driver's name will be I driver server. And here driver dot equal to new internet explorer driver, and else if nothing is specified I'm going to use the HTML unit driver. Okay, and here it will be e.print stack trace. So as you can see that just by specifying the name of browser I can instantiate the which driver I need to use. So there will be one more method, that is public void tear down, and here I am going to just stop the WebDriver instance, closing all the browser instance present inside the UI. So this will be driver dot close driver dot quit, and it's a static variable, so I'm going to nullify it. So driver, if it is not equal to null, then I'm going to just nullify that null, and it should be the last method. So again after sweet math annotation, and here I'm going to use one property, that is always run equal to true. So it doesn't matter whether any test case got failed with any exception, this method will always run. Okay, so that is done. That is done. And here one more thing, it will be driver dot get, and this will be your file dot get URL. So this is our basic framework we have created, and slowly we are going to add more methods which are generic to our framework. So let us test this thing. So as you can see that we have testng class where we have one test case. So I'm going to just take this method from here, and I'm going to create one more class inside the test case folder, and let me call it as test frame. So first of all, this is going to extend our framework class, that is start WebDriver, and here I'm going to use that particular annotation method. So now I'm going to remove this piece of code, that is get thing, and again this one. So I'm going to just limit to this test case. So it is going to just open the Bugzilla URL, it is going to get the title, get the URL, and do a cert. So so first time it will fail because we are just providing the title method in missed Google title over here. So let me put a debug point over here, and I'm going to run this test case in debug mode. So as you can see that it has launched the Firefox, and it has opened the Bugzilla inside the Firefox also, as you can see that. Now if I do a step over, so we are getting the title. So this was the title for the Bugzilla. If I do a step over again, this is the URL, and if I do a step over again, so we will get the failure because the title is Google over here and actual title is this. So as you can see that our script has terminated the Firefox browser also. So now I'm going to run it gracefully. Just do a right click, run as test.ng. So as you can see that we don't have any failure. It has printed the corresponding things at the console, and if you look at the test.ng console, so there is a method. So if I want to run the same script in, let's say, Chrome, so this will be Chrome, and just to make sure that okay, this is the string. So if I want to run it, just do a right click, run as test.ng. So as you can see, the same script is now running inside the Chrome, and everything is just set up with the help of start WebDriver class. So as you can see that it has printed the things at the console, this thing. So as you can see that how powerful this functionality is. If anyone wants to write another test case for this particular Bugzilla, all he need to do is to just add the class, and he need to extend the our framework class and keep on writing the test case. So everything is taken care of with the help of config.property file and also our start WebDriver base class or framework class. So this is just a beginning of our basic framework. Slowly we are going to see how we can add the advanced method inside the framework. So anyone who comes into the picture, let's say we are working on the Bugzilla project and we want to automate the test case. So anyone who wants to automate, he just need to add the class, extend the WebDriver class, and just start writing the test case. Rest will be taken care of by the framework. So that's all for this video, and thanks for watching.